Hola YouTube, seguimos en The Council. A ver, así tenía, después de haber investigado la habitación esa extraña, tenemos que volver a la salita. A ver, ¿es por aquí? Parece que no, no sé. No,
You
por
are
aquí.
expected in the small salon, sir.
Ok, my friend. ¿Esto por dónde era? Por aquí abajo, imagino, ¿no?
Emily, I must speak to
What's the
you.
matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay. I've got a question that might seem a little bit strange.
I'm listening.
If I said go beyond the nightmare, would that ring any bells?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
It might be a place, I don't know where, but it's a lead.
You ought to ask His Eminence. He knows the house and its estate very well, being a frequent visitor here.
Thanks for the advice.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge. I better keep that to myself for the time being.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds.
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What?
Oh, no.
The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
As if...
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. You got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke.
Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you, too.
Of course.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Why? Is there something you particularly wanted from her?
No, not specially.
My questions made him feel uneasy, but he's keeping his emotions under control.
Your mother and I used to often speak together. I have rarely met someone so learned. To tell you the truth, I was about to make a deal with her. Did she tell you about our arrangement?
The cat's out of the bag now.
More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book, which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush.
Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up.
Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
The name doesn't mean anything to me, I'm sorry to say.
He's an expert in occult objects and books, and your mother said she knew him. Are you sure his name doesn't ring a bell?
Let me think.
I shan't keep you, Monsieur de Richet.
All right then. Thank you.
I hope that your search will prove
Joder, qué
successful.
mierda. Hemos perdido la confrontación, hostia.
I must go now. I'll see you later.
Eso me pasa por intentar ser tan... esconder tantas cosas, quizá no era necesario. Puta mierda. Pero bueno, es lo que hay. Vale, pues
The remedy of the gods.
después de haber perdido la confrontación esa de mierda, vamos a
There's a pattern
husmear
with
por
5
aquí.
circles on this chest.
Ah, mira, tengo la llave, perfecto.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Vaya. Esto era otro... Ah, vale, era otra moneda de colección. Pues mira qué bien.
Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Ok.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Esto me suena que ya lo habíamos leído. A ver si por aquí se puede... No se puede salir, ¿no? No. Vale. Hay algo más por aquí. A ver aquí. Aquí hay algo. Otra moneda. Perfecto. Y bueno, vamos a hablar con Napoleón ya que estamos.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed.
That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Meaning...
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view. Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Vale, en esta habitación ya hemos estado varias veces. Es donde está la puerta del infierno esa.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Vale. Lo que no sé si al haber... al ser un episodio nuevo, no sé si subir. Vamos a husmear un poquito a ver si han puesto cosas nuevas para coger. Esta es la puerta del infierno. Creo que es la puerta del infierno de Rodin, vamos, pero puede que no. Ahí hay una cosa, el sofá parece. Ah, vale, es para sentarse. Pues nada. A otra cosa, mariposa. Ahí hay alguna moneda.
Hey, a Russian ruble. I wonder what it'd be worth today.
Pues menos que $1. Y menos que €1. Está George Washington, vamos a hablar con él también.
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
Who knows?
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see. Everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
Bueno, pues nada, nos ha aconsejado que sigamos preguntando por ahí y me parece muy bien, pero a ver. Vale, esta es la sala del desayuno, ¿no?
The Conversion of Ulysses by Gors. Circe changing Ulysses' companions into swines.
A ver si hay algo por aquí. En este sitio también habíamos estado varias veces, aquí hay algo. Pero tenemos demasiada agua del Carmen y no podemos utilizarla. Vale. Ahí está el obispo, el cardenal o lo que sea.
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Louis, I'm counting on you. If you don't find Sarah before my departure, I must ask you to give me back the letter I gave you.
Well, don't worry about that, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
I'm sure a man like you is in the circle of trust. Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be about?
Not really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Well, I mean, if it were a place or an object found on this island, what would you think of first?
The nightmare. No, I don't see anything. I'm sorry.
Well, that's too bad.
Ah, wait! I suppose it might be that horrible painting hanging in Lord Mortimer's study.
Pretend not to be that interested.
Right. Well, don't worry about it. I was just curious. I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed to be a very ambitious character, at every level. But his faith is unwavering. He is a staunch defender of the church. You can believe me.
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
Pues parece que este tío nos ha dado una pista interesante, ¿no? La carta, el cuadro de Mortimer que tiene en su despacho. Así que es donde supongo que tenemos que ir, al despacho del señor Mortimer. Lo que no recuerdo muy bien es por dónde se va. Supongo que es para arriba todo el rato. No sé si podemos ir... A ver si aquí esto lo podemos abrir.
Rock is surrounded by a triple circle.
No, no tenemos. Vale. Y esto un cuadro. Aquí hay otra caja que tampoco podemos abrir. Pues mira qué bien.
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?
Pues no lo sé, pero vamos a mirar a ver. Esto es una estatua, no hay nada para coger aquí. Un lorito.
A mynah bird.
Sarah Deriche? Waldo, you know Sarah?
Vale, no vamos a hacer nada. Son vallas, ¿no? Son vallas rojas. Esto será para darle de comer a Waldo, quizá. Para que nos dé alguna pista sobre nuestra madre.
Might come in handy. A painting about a siege dated.
Ajá. A ver qué más hay por aquí.
Let's take a closer look.
Vamos a coger el chocolate, ¿no? El postre más de moda.
Dark
Coge
chocolate beans. Very bitter. They're
El
greatly
chocolate.
prized in high society.
¿Será el chocolate para el pájaro? ¿Los pájaros comen chocolate? Es que me imagino que no, ¿no? Esto es una lista de movidas. Esta
Now,
cosa
what have
que
we
es.
got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Vale. Aquí hay un cuadro. Aquí hay otro.
The Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens.
Vale. Ahí hay un libro.
It's a book on the history of the Crusades. I don't think it has any connection with my research. The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a mechanism somewhere. Aha! I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed.
Bueno, vamos a buscar algo. Uy, ahora mira, no sé qué se puede mirar este cuadro.
This painting isn't finished. And it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but you can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period.
Vamos a buscar en algún sitio donde salga una fecha o algo para poner ahí.
Almost by Paul Rubens.
¿Le damos el chocolate al pájaro o las bayas o qué? Chocolate o frutos rojos. Chocolate mismo, no sé. Mierda.
What have I done? Looks like I've killed him. Oh, shit. I better not hang around.
¿En serio, tío? Hostia, qué cagada, macho. Pff. Cómo le he liado, tío. Le he liado muchísimo. Mierda, tío. ¿Por qué le he dado al puto chocolate? Hostia, haberme avisado, coño.
William
Joder.
Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
Pues sí. Podemos intentar poner esa fecha, ¿verdad? Teniendo en cuenta que hay que restar 4000 años de la movida, pues son 1190 y tal. Perfecto.
Open sesame.
Open Sesame. Vale.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Pues sí, vamos a mirar si encontramos algo guachi.
It shows the forces present in Africa. This is unexpected activity in this sector. It looks like there are also many unknowns, even for Mortimer. Moreover, it shows a fair number of sea voyages being organized towards the American continent. No doubt with slaves. How many men are broken in this trade? Tens of thousands each year, according to what people say. Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Tremor. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. And goes on, there are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the masses that it's the only one possible. This shows the forces present in America. is my mother's writing. I've picked up her trail. What is she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere, but where? The only clue she's left for Mortimer is his stone sword. It must be intentional. It looks like a decorative sword, like from a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I have absolutely got to find out where it came from. A fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed. It's locked. It shows the forces present in Europe. It's clear that France is surrounded by her enemies. However, a large number has been underlined in bold. 26 million. I know what it is. It's an estimation of my country's population. All our neighbors have far fewer inhabitants. Table of alchemical elements. So, Lord Mortimer also studies alchemy? It seems like he's interested in everything. A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire. Chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire. Am I seeing things, or is that an actual von Leeuwenhoek microscope? Incredible. Mortimer really is at the cutting edge of science. Even at the Order, it took us ages to get one of those. That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages. 3 rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long. Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all know what that's for. I'm a little surprised at Mortimer. I didn't seem as the type to be organizing little pagan parties, invoking occult powers, and dancing naked under the full moon. I'm more used to seeing cheap charms like this sold by charlatans in Pré Saint-Gervais. Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me. Something strange about this table. The little surgeon's perfect collection. Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever. Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. These are feathers. Pigeon, probably. A skeleton by the name of Gustav, if the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by. Mortimer's given a name to his anatomy skeleton. That's morbid. Oh, his right hand is missing. An iron mask. I wonder who it's for. A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire. Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever. Something strange about this table. The Little Surgeon's Perfect Collection. The Little Surgeon's Perfect Collection. It's locked.
Yo creo que por aquí ya no hay nada más. Así que vamos a pirarnos ya. Y ahora supongo que tenemos que poner la contraseña. 6000... que parecen 9, pero realmente son 6. 6466 creo. A ver. Ay, no, mierda. O sea, son 6, pero están al revés. Mierda, me he pasado. Coño. Ahora.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. Well, better not dwell on it then.
Vale, pues yo creo que ya hemos hecho todo. Hemos conseguido salir de eso. Y lo del origen de la espada yo creo que aquí no vamos a conseguir nada. Así que nos vamos a pirar. A ver. Bueno chicos, espero que os haya gustado este episodio de The Council. Dale un like si os ha molado, suscribíos y nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo. ¡Adiós!